Yoga Ignite is welcome. Now you're about to take Yoga Ignite. So it's a regular style of journey to power yoga that we normally teach in the studio. We just style it up a little bit with some cardio and some weights or resistance bands. And you don't have to use any of those props and still take the class because I cue it both ways. So it's up to you. But if you want to borrow blocks, straps, any of that kind of stuff is in the back. You're welcome to grab whatever you need. And we're going to get started in child's pose so we can get moving and sweating and all that good stuff. So as you get settled into your child's pose, just something to note, in case you're interested in our retreats that we've got coming up, the Himalayan one is going to be nice and close, not all the way in Italy, and that one comes up in February, so we've still got space in that one. And Lisa Taylor and Roberta Strickler will be leading that retreat, so it'll be super fun, yoga, meditation, but also like wine by the fire and s'more making and hiking and all of that fun stuff too. So if you're interested, let me know, and we can get you signed up. But for right now, take a deep breath in together. Fill yourself all the way up. And exhale everything out. Another big breath in. Expand your chest, your upper back. Make up space. And exhale everything out. One more like that. Big inhale. Purposeful exhale. And start to create an Ujjayi breath. A long inhale with a pause at the top. Long exhale with a pause at the bottom. Really on purpose about it right from the start of your practice. And take downward facing dog. Keep building your breath and move your body around any way that you need to. Pedal out your feet, shake out your head. Spread out your fingertips nice and wide and connect them down into the mat on purpose. And walk your feet up to your hands and hang in ragdoll. Pull the pit of your belly way in and up. You do what you'd like with your hands, with your arms. You can sway side to side if you want. And start to get connected through the four corners of both of your feet. Especially if they've been in boots all day or sneakers all day. Like start to spread out the soles of your feet. Yeah, spread out your toes. Get them connected down to the floor. And press into your feet. Rise all the way up to standing. Reach through your fingertips. Bring your thumbs to heart center. Set your intention for your practice. Pick one specific thing that you want to focus on. And we'll send out those intentions with 3 ohms. Deep breath in. Inhale, reach up, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull if you've got weights. High push up and pause. Bring your right knee to your right elbow. Left knee to your left elbow. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths together. In. Big exhale. Yes, very purposeful. Inhale. Push the air back out. One more. Fill all the way. Empty all the way. Move forward, feet to hands. Halfway lift. Tricep pull with your weights. Fold down. Extended mountain. Rise all the way up. Stretch. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap on the right. Knee tap on the left. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Big breath in together. Big exhale. Breathe in. Purposeful exhale. Last one, fill all the way. Empty to the pit of your belly. Look forward and move. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Extended mountain. Stretch all the way up. Lift through your chest. Forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull, high push up. Knee tap on the right, knee tap on the left, low push up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breathe in together. Big exhale. Yes, breathe in. Purposeful exhale. Press your thumbs down into the floor. One more breath. Push all the air back out. Step or jump to the head of your mat. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down, extended mountain, rise up, go up and go back on this one. Stretch back, forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap on the right, knee tap on the left. Low push up, upward facing. Down dog. Breath in together. Big exhale. Breathe in. Eyes to one point. Exhale. Yes, one more. Clear it all the way out. Jump to the head of your mat. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. One more sunny. Rise up to standing, go back. Stretch back. Forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High push up. Knee on the right, knee on the left. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in together. Push the air out. Breathe in. Chest to your thighs. Exhale. One more. Press all the air out. Look forward and move. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose and stay. Get way back in your hips and start to squeeze everything in towards center line. One more breath here. Inhale. Hands to heart center. Twist right on your exhale. Open your arms. Inhale. Stay for the breath out. Back up to chair pose. Breathe in. Twist left on your exhale. Open on the breath in. Stay for the breath out. Back up to chair. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low push up. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior one. Step through. You've got one breath to reach all the way up. Low push up on your exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side warrior one. Step. Long, slow breath all the way up. Chaturanga. Hands to the mat. Upward. Downward facing. Breathe in together. Big exhale out. Yeah, clear it. Breathe in. Breath out. One more. Fill up. Exhale completely. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose for one breath this time. Reach. Twist right on your exhale. Open. Breathe in. Stay for the breath out. Good. Chair pose. Reach. Twist left. Open on the inhale. Stay for the breath out. Back up to chair. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one. Right side. You can have weights in your hands or open palms. Stretch up. Chaturanga. Hands to the floor. Upward facing. Downward facing. Left side. Warrior one. Step, root, reach. Low push up. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Take one breath in together. Big exhale out. Step or jump. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose. Reach. Twist right on your exhale. Open. Breathe in. Stay for the breath out. Back up to chair. Extend. Twist left. Open and expand. Stay for the breath out. Back up to chair pose. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High plank. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one right side. Step through. Reach all the way up to the ceiling. Chaturanga. Hands to the mat. Upward facing. Downward facing. Left side. Step through. Warrior one. Stretch the sides of your body up. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take one breath in together. Sigh it out. Get clear. Move forward. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose. Reach. Twist right. Open on the inhale. Stay for the breath out. Back up to chair. Inhale. Twist left. Open, breathe in. Stay and breathe out. Chair pose. Fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low push up. Upward facing. Down dog. Right side warrior one. You got it. Work through it. Reach all the way up to the ceiling. Chaturanga on your exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Opposite foot. Step through. Lunge deep and reach high. Low push up. Upward facing. Down dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Move forward. You've got one more sun B. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose. Deepest one yet. Twist right. Open and inhale. Stay for the breath out. Chair pose. Stretch. Twist left. Open. Breathe in. Stay and exhale. Chair pose. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap on the right. Knee tap on the left. Low push up. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one right side. Bring your thigh parallel to the floor. Deep lunge. Chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale down. Left side. Warrior one. Step and go. Fingertips awake. Low push up. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Oh. Yes, now we're warmed up. Now we're down in your body, down where things are happening. Send your right leg up to the sky. Bend your knee and open your hip. Now you can stay right here in three-legged and stretch the side of your body open, or flip your dog, go all the way over. Come back into the breath, steady and rhythmic. Big inhales and full exhales. And if wheel pose is there for you, go for it. If that cactus arm is there for you, yeah, make space in your shoulder. Beautiful. Flip back over, side plank. A weight in your left hand or open palm up toward the ceiling. Set your eyes to one point to help keep your balance. And everybody flex your ankles and spread your toes. Yes. Beautiful. One more inhale. High to low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Send your left leg up to the sky. Bend your knee and open your hip. Make breath happen. More breath. Stay or flip your dog. When things start to feel super challenging or the practice starts to feel like it's too complicated, that's the time for more breath. That will clear out the extra stuff and make it super simple, one pose at a time. Flip back over, side plank. Squeeze skin to muscle to bone, all the way down into the pit of your belly, your leg muscles into your bones, right into center. Spread your fingertips apart. Yeah, wake them up. One more breath. Chaturanga, hands to the floor. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a big breath in together. Sigh it out. Yeah, like more than that. Breathe in. One more. Clear it out. Send your right leg up to the sky. Flex your ankle a lot so your toes point down towards the floor. Yes. Breathe in here. Knee to nose on your exhale. Press your foot back. Inhale. Knee to nose. Round your spine. Last time, press back. Knee to nose. Pull it in and up. Crescent lunge. Drop on the ball of your back foot this time. Breathe while you set up the foundation of the pose. Yeah, and if things feel a little wobbly, the answer is coming deeper into the lunge. You bring the center of your gravity closer towards the floor. Yes, like that. So we'll do some knee taps with the back knee, and it doesn't have to touch the floor. You can just lower. Go for 5, 4, 3, eyes on one spot, 2, 1. Stretch up tall, get long, hands to heart, twist right. And start breathing again. Open your arms. Everyone likes to hold their breath on those knee dips for whatever reason. Fingertips apart, arms apart. Plug your front big toe mount straight into the floor. Yes, Jenna, just like that. That little adjustment will help maintain the balance of the pose. One more inhale here. Stay for the whole exhale. Warrior 2, face the opposite way. Right down into warrior 2 legs. I know, you're doing work when you get to warrior two and you're like, whew, okay, good. Warrior two. Come down a little bit lower in the lunge so your knees right on top of your ankle. Yeah, then extended side angle. Front elbow to your front thigh. You can go down to a block or down to the floor by your front arch. So you customize the pose. Fine tune it the way you need to. And take a half bind. Top arm around your back. If you're going for the full bind, it's super helpful to stay low in the lunge. That'll give you the space you need to get that grip underneath your front thigh. Now eyes on one spot, peel your chest open. Yes, sweep a top shoulder open toward the ceiling for one more breath. Chaturanga, hands to the mat. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take one breath in. Big exhale. Left leg straight up and back. Press through the sole of your foot on purpose, like you want to leave a footprint on the space behind you. Knee to nose, exhale, round. Press back, inhale, knee to nose, round, round, round. Last one, press, knee to nose, coil in, crescent lunge. Steady breath. Nice long stance on your mat, and then really stack your back heel over the ball mound of your back foot so it goes straight up to the ceiling. Knee dips with the back leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch up tall, catch your balance. Hands to heart, twist left. Eyes set to one spot, really purposeful about it, then open your arms. Press that back thigh way up to the ceiling. Super powerful legs. Yes, Roy. One more breath here. Stay for the exhale. Warrior two, uncoil. Right down into it. Nice deep lunge in the warrior two, your break pose, so to speak. Come down deep into it. Get the outer edge of your back foot way down into the floor as well. So both legs doing an equal amount of work. Extended side angle. Start with the feet and the legs, then work your chest open past the front edge of your mat. Half bind. Top arm around your back. Nothing changes about the space in your chest or your powerful legs. And full bind if that's there for you. Yes, Sarah. Keep peeling your upper shoulder open toward the ceiling. Yeah, there you go. So there's as much space as possible for one more breath. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a big breath in together. Exhale it out. Breathe in. Exhale. Last one. Empty it out. Move forward, feet to hands. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose. Sit down nice and deep. Deep into the chair. Send your tailbone to the back edge of your mat so your toes can lift and be light off the floor. Good. We'll go for chair pose to iron footstool. Come onto the ball mounds of your feet. Sit low in your hips and reach your arms forward. So thighs parallel with your mat. Yes, heels up high towards your tail. Drop your heels, hands to heart. Twist right. Yep, stay down in it. Stay down in the fire of it. Open up your arms. You can have the bottom arm on the outside of your knee or in between your knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chair pose, forward fold. Lots of good facial expressions on that one. First 2 fingers are on your big toes. Then you bend your knees as much as you want to make this fold happen. You can shake your head out, yes and no. Let that go. Yeah, let that be easy. So you do the work and build and let your heart rate increase and now slow it back down again. Actively in choice about whether your heart is racing or your breath is slow and steady. Release your hands. Take crow pose from the head of your mat. So whether crow feels super comfortable or you're really new to crow, spread out your fingers super wide on the mat and press the ground away right away. Look out in front of your fingertips so that you move forward instead of straight down. Yes, good adjustments. Eyes on one spot. Now pull the pit of your belly in and up. You've got one more inhale here. Step or jump back, low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. Completely exhale. Move forward, feet to hands. Halfway lift. Bow down. Chair pose. Sink back and get the breath going again. Steady and rhythmic so the breath can move the heat from your legs up your torso and out through your fingertips. Iron footstool. Come onto the ball mounds of both feet. Hips sit low. Yes. Super strong legs. Hands to heart. Drop your heels. Twist left. Big, powerful breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chair pose. Forward fold. Step on your palms this time. Gorilla. Toes all the way up to your wrists. Yeah, and you can bend your knees a lot and lay your stomach on your thighs or take your feet mat width distance apart. Like customize it and make it fit what you need right now. That's part of the practice, like really listening. What do I need to do right now that my body needs in this moment? Do that thing. And release your hands. Crow, number 2 from the head of your mat. So for those of you who feel pretty comfortable with your crow pose, I want you to play around with either getting upside down or taking one knee off your tricep and hovering it between your elbows and then putting it back on the back of your tricep. Really about the control. Slow, smooth control of the thing. Those of you in your tripod, squeeze your elbows in towards center. Yes. Beautiful. One more breath. Step or jump back, low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a big breath in together. Clear it out. Breath in. Empty. Last one, fill up. Exhale completely. Step or jump to the head of your mat. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Rise up to standing. Eagle pose, right side. Right arm under. Right leg over. Yeah, you got it. Lots of work and movement and sweat, heat happening in the beginning of the practice. Now start to pull everything in towards center to create a container. Eyes stay focused right on one spot. Keep your arms bound. Take airplane with your legs. Press your right leg back behind you. Get to full extension. Your leg as long as it'll go. Then full airplane, reach your arms back. Beautiful. Yeah, you take as much time as you need to transition. Make the transitions as important as the poses. Then half moon, open up. Left hand down, right arm straight up to the ceiling. A block or a water bottle is a super helpful tool here in half moon. You can stay or take sugar cane, bend your top knee and grab your top ankle. Let that be a little wobbly. Yeah, Jody, there you go. Express all the way out. One more breath. Both feet to the mat. Eagle pose, left side, left arm under, left leg over. Some of you are starting to bump up against your brain going like, whoa, okay, too many things are happening right now. Just get right back down on your body. Focus on one pose at a time. Your gaze on one spot, one breath at a time. Keep your arms bound. Take airplane with your legs. Steady breath. Breath in a way that the person closest to you can definitely hear you breathing. I can hear you breathing. Full airplane. Stretch your chest forward. Yes, there it is. Keep all of that space. Half moon. The length stays. The space stays. Your gaze right onto one point. That stays. Then stick with half moon or sugar cane, and there's no rush to grab your top ankle. Nice. Block's a good tool if you're working on sugar cane as well. One more breath. Both feet to the mat. Standing bow or dancer's pose, right side. So soft crease of the elbow faces out, hand on the inside of your ankle so you can really get your shoulder onto the back side of your body and open up that space. Take your pose. Yeah, straps if you're doing dancers, take your pose. Worry less about how far forward your neighbor is going, more about expansion in your own body. So the further you go with your chest, the further back you go with your shin. Beautiful, Liz. Flex your lifted ankle a lot. Yes, one more inhale. Switch sides. Soft crease of the elbow out for the standing bows. Eyes on one spot, take your pose. Steady rhythmic breath will help you stay down in your standing legs, stable in your balance. Soften your standing knee. You've got one more breath. Both feet to the floor. Right side, second set. Standing bow or dancer. So if you want to switch to the next pose, go ahead and do that. If you want to stick with the one you're working on, do that as well. Eyes on one point. Now's the time for breath. Come all the way up to the edge of the pose where you think you might just lose your balance, and switch sides. One more on the left. Steady breath. If you start to feel a little lightheaded or you get caught up in your head in this pose a lot, right back to the breath so you can get down in your body and focus one moment at a time. Last inhale, feet to the mat. Tree pose on the right. So you've got two options with tree pose. You can do cactus arms, and that can be open palms or with weights, or a cow face bind. So that'll be left elbow up to the ceiling, right elbow down toward the floor. And if your fingertips don't meet, that's totally fine. You can grab your shirt or have a towel between your hands. All right, those of you in cactus, hands up overhead. Tap for 10, 9, eyes on one spot, 8, 7, 6, keep breathing, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Foot to the floor, left side tree. You're taking the bind, opposite elbow on top. And everybody pull your ribs in together. Yes, pull them in towards center. Those of you with cactus, tap the arms overhead. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, eyes on one spot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet to the mat. Come up to the head of your mat if you're not there already. Extended mountain. Reach up to the ceiling. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap on the right. Knee tap on the left. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side triangle. Step your right foot between your hands. You can have a weight in that top hand if you'd like, but really put the attention on your wrist stacked over your elbows, stacked over your shoulder. Bring the breath into it. It got a little quiet. Yeah, let that breath always be there in the background. And if you forget about it for a moment, that's fine. The moment you notice that it's quiet, that your brain was somewhere else, you just come right back to it. Press into your feet. Rise all the way up to stand. Side facing wide leg forward fold. Turn both feet to face the long edge of your mat. Turn them in a little bit, almost pigeon-toed. And hinge down. We'll do ninja lunges on this side. Bend your right knee, sink into your right hip. Then over into the left knee, into your left hip. So you decide how low or how high you stay and whether or not you've got your hands on the ground. So you create exactly the amount of movement that you need here. For those of you who are getting pretty low to the ground, your hips are pretty open at this point in your practice. See if you can stay low as you go from side to side rather than coming up in the middle. Low from side to side. Yes, Liz, there it is. Toes on the extended leg, go up to the ceiling. Beautiful. You've got another breath or two to even yourself out on both sides. And then we'll all meet up in center. Press into your feet, rise up to standing. Namaste, front facing forward fold, or splits. So you pick which one you want. If you're taking the Namaste fold, make sure that your feet are separated so they're on train tracks instead of on a tightrope. Hinge forward. Lead with your chest. Spine as long as you can get it. Add the breath here. So hamstrings are talking no matter what pose you're taking here, but bring your feet and your toes into the work of it. So for splits, the front toes up toward the ceiling. Yes. Those pyramid poses, toes light and lifted off the mat, soles of the feet in the ground. Yes. Steady rhythmic breath to help move the heat from your hamstrings to other places in your body. Twisting triangle or twisting splits, wring yourself out. Send your tailbone straight back behind you for those in twisting triangle, straight down for those of you in the split. One more breath together. High to low push-up you go. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take one breath in. Clearing breath out. Left side triangle. Step your foot between your hands. Stay on purpose about your breath. You're getting towards the middle part of your practice, to the peak pose of the practice. Super important to keep the breath flowing so that you've got fuel to move your muscles to the next pose and the one after that. Press into your feet, rise up to standing. Side facing wide leg fold, this time with a bind at your low back. So either interlace your fingers or put a towel between your hands and hinge forward. Let your hands spill overhead. Everybody soften your knees, probably more than you think. Yeah, soften the knees more than you think, and then tip just your tailbone up toward the ceiling. Yes, that little movement to wake up the hamstrings, the soft knees with the tip tailbone. Everybody's favorite who's got tight hamstrings like I do. And let the weight of your arms make their way down towards the floor. So it might be the tiniest bit, like 1/4 of an inch, but you hang out right there and breathe and see if there's more space available. Release your hands down, rise all the way up to standing. Namaste front facing fold or splits on the other side. Take a bind behind your back. Square your hips to the front edge of the mat if you're taking that namaste fold, then hinge forward. Add more breath. And then attention to the feet. Attention to the toes. Stretch your tailbone away from the crown of your head and take up as much space as you can with your spine. Then twisting triangle or twisting split. From the lowest part of your abdomen, right below your belly button, pull that in and up and wring yourself out towards the long edge of your mat. One more inhale. High to low push up. Big breath in up dog. Open up your chest. Downward facing dog. I think it's time for a sigh. Deep breath in together. Sigh it out. Yeah, breathe in and sigh. Get clear. One more. Empty, empty, empty. Roll out to a high plank. We'll do some mountain climbers before you make your way to the ground. So you decide the pace. Knees in towards your nose for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower to the floor. The blessed, blessed floor. Yes, come all the way down. Set up for locust pose or Superman. So locust pose, palms are by your hips. Superman, arms out in front. Rise up off the mat. Up and away from the floor. Bring breath here in a way that expands the whole top of your chest and your upper back. Lots of space there. Now squeeze your inner thighs together. Yeah, one more inhale. Lower down. Rock your hips left and right to release your low back. Number 2, locust or Superman. You can switch poses or do the same one again. Rise up. If you're taking that Superman, really integrate the lower muscles in your abdomen. Pull them into your lowest belly to help spread out your low back. One more inhale. Lower down. Take it side to side. Floor bow, number 1 of 2. You can grab both ankles or grab one leg at a time. Flex your ankles, rise up. Up and away from the floor. Big full breaths, make that happen. Let the breath move the heat around your body so that you work your way to the peak back bend of the sequence. One more inhale, lower down. Take it side to side. Floor bow number 2, switch ankles or grab both again. Rise up. Yeah, the sighs, the spontaneous mouth noises, that's how you know. When you have that at the end of the pose, you're like, okay, that's all I had to give in that pose. Get to that point. One more inhale, lower down. Yeah, so it's a when you come out of the pose. Upward facing dog, rise up off your mat. Downward facing dog, press back. Take one breath in. Big exhale out. Look between your hands, step or jump through to sit. Come down onto your back for bridge pose. Down onto your back. Press your feet flat into the floor. You can have a block between your thighs if you'd like. Just squeeze in on that. Press down and rise up. Lots of breath. Keep bringing that in. Tuck your shoulders underneath you and let that scoop your chest up toward the ceiling. One more inhale together. Lower down. Take your knees left and right. Bridge pose number 2. Press down, rise up. Lift yourself away from the mat. If you don't have a block between your knees, bring your right knee into your chest. Press your right foot up to the sky. Pulse your hips up to the ceiling. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch legs. Left knee in. Left foot up to the sky. Pulse your hips up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Foot down. Lower your hips. I know those kind of creep up on you after you do a couple of those. All right, wheel pose is next. Wheel pose number 1. Tuck your fingertips under your shoulders. Rise up. You are very ready for this back bend. Open yourself up. Yes, eyes open wide, right on one point. Then tuck your chin and make your way down. Breath in together. Big breath out. Number 2, light and lifted. Come up and away from the floor. Yeah, it's bridge or wheel, and you just stay in the practice. You pick the pose, do the thing, then tuck your chin and come down. Breathe in. Breath out. Number 3, halfway point, bridge or wheel, press and lift. Get your heart all the way up to the surface of your chest, then lower down. Breathe in, breath out, wheel pose. You got it. Stick with it. Rise on up. Don't let your brain create a story about how it's more complicated or harder. You just do the thing, then come on down. Breath in, breath out. Number 5, press down and go. You've only got 2 more. Make them count. Press, lift, go. Heart wide open, inner thighs squeeze together. Lower down. Breath in together. Big exhale. Last one, last big back bend. Bridge or wheel. Full body expression from your toes all the way over to your fingertips. Then come on down. Supta Baddha Konasana. Press the soles of your feet together. Yeah, hands wherever hands need to go. Then keep your eyes open right up at the ceiling. Pick one spot to stare at. Everybody take a breath in. Exhale it through your mouth. Let it go. Yeah. Happy baby or dead bug. Grab the outside edges of your feet. Rock side to side for happy baby or stay in stillness for dead bug. You can grab the backs of your thighs too if that's a better fit. Like create the pose exactly how it needs to be for you. Legs straight up in the air. Hands either under your hips or behind your head for scissor legs. Lower your right leg halfway to the floor. Take a breath in together. Exhale, switch your legs. Good, stay right here. Breathe in. Exhale, switch. Keep going with your breath. Switch stays on the exhale. Keep going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, good control, 2, 1. Legs straight up, knees into your chest. Rock forward and back. Make your way up into boat pose with either a block or some weights right at heart center. Block or weights right at heart center. So you can touch your heels down to catch your balance if you start to get a little wobbly side to side, but we're going to row the boat side to side. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Keep breathing. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet on the floor. Downward facing doggo. Yes, downward facing dog. Get your fingertips spread out nice and wide. Right side half pigeon is next. Right knee to right wrist, or you can take the pose on your back. Take the pose reclined. As you settle down into your half pigeon, give your forehead a place to rest. So that could be on your block or on the floor. That could be on stacked fists. Set up your pose in a way that supports your forehead. And that steady rhythmic breath still here the whole time. Really purposeful with that, especially now that everything's really pliable and warmed up and there's more room. Bigger inhales, more complete exhales. And if you can't hear the person breathing next to you, breathe a little louder. Help them come back into their body, back into the space with everyone else. That one piece, that sense of connection, that sense of community that happens in the room or happens when you're practicing at home, different from when you're by yourself practicing. There's that piece missing. Keep that connection going. You've got a few more breaths here in your half pigeon. You can stay where you are, or take king pigeon and bend your back knee and grab a hold of your back ankle. So either hand is fine. If one feels more accessible than the other, you can use either hand. Yeah, and you want to make sure that it's the space just above your kneecap that's resting on the floor instead of right on the knee. Gently release, downward facing dog, shake it out. I love when there's a wide range of flexibility in the room. It's really interesting to watch. Left side half pigeon. So for some of you, you're like, sweet, half pigeon, I'm going to take a nap. And for others, you're like, oh boy, half pigeon. It's kind of the magic of coming into a group full of people that you may know or may not know. Like you just don't know what the possibility in the room is going to be until everybody shows up. Steady breath. I think that's one of the biggest pieces that I took a long time getting over when I first started practicing yoga years and years ago. It was everybody's looking at me, so I have to do everything exactly perfect, or what I thought exactly perfect looked like. Nobody's looking at you but me. They're worried about themselves, trust me. And in that way, everybody's practice kind of melds together. As you move forward through breath and sweat and heat, everyone's practice just works together. Few more breaths in the half pigeon. Stay or king pigeon, up to you. I know some of you in the room are those crazy people in the wintertime that still run even though it's freezing outside, so this is an excellent stretch for you. Get your quads nice and stretched out. Downward facing dog, shake it out. Frog poses next. Facing the windows. If you like taking frog pose on your back, there is plenty of wall space. You can pull your mat with you or just make your way over to the wall and get your feet against the wall. But you want your joints at 90 degrees. So hips at 90 degrees, knees bent at 90 degrees, ankles flexed so your feet are at 90. And then if you are already in the wide leg fold, that's your other option. So frog pose or seated wide leg fold. And take a few breaths to get situated in the pose. Get yourself situated into stillness. And if you find that you get stillness, and you're like, oh shoot, I really want to move my shoulders, or I really need to adjust my elbows, like just do that, and then come back to stillness. That's another thing I feel like is this large misconception when you start your practice, like, oh, I set it up like this, and now I have to hold it still. You can just move whatever you want and then go back to stillness. Then you've got the freedom of the movement, the lightness of the movement, but also the structure of the pose. So both of the sides of the coin working together. And as your hips start to open up more, you just stay and see what there is to see. And when the mind tries to dictate when you're going to get out of the pose, you've done all the work you needed to do physically to get here, so you just stay. Stay anyway, see what there is to see. Three more breaths here in your frog or your wide leg fold. Deep breath in together. Long exhale. Two more. Breathe in. Breath out. Last one. Fully exhale. Slowly start to make your way out of the pose. Plenty of time. When you make your way back onto your mat, seated single leg extension is next. So right leg out. Left heel in towards your thigh. You can use a strap or a band around the end of your foot if you'd like to help pull yourself down towards your leg. Hinge forward. Toes up toward the ceiling. Yeah, you can reach to have your left hand on the outside of the right edge of your foot to add more of a stretch into your low back. If you're like, whoa, that's more information than I was hoping for, then you can switch to the other side of your foot. Because it's all a practice, like you're just adapting it moment by moment so that it turns out exactly how it needs to be, instead of it being a cookie cutter practice every time you come on your mat. Switch legs, left leg out, right heel in. Fold forward. Steady rhythmic breath. And now the breath, there's more room for the breath on the back side of your body. So expand the back of your lungs. And if you're thinking, I have no idea what that means, like just imagine that the breath, when you inhale, goes onto the back side of your body instead of the front. Instead of the front of your chest, your back side expands with breath. Then seated forward fold, both legs straight out. Reach your arms up to the ceiling to start so you can get really long in your side waist, and then hinge forward. You bend your knees as much as you want, at least a little bit of a bend in both of your knees. Outside edges of your feet draw back towards your face. Yeah, good adjustments. Tabletop or reverse plank. Plant your palms behind your hips. Fingertips face the front edge of your mat. Then lift up. For tabletop, it's flat feet on the floor. For reverse plank, legs are straight and toes point down towards the ground. You can drop your head back if that feels okay for your neck. Lift, lift, lift through your hips and your chest. One more breath. Lower your hips. Come down onto your back. Let's get upside down one more time. So you've got all the options available. You can take waterfall with your back on the floor and your legs in the air. Shoulder stand, yeah, if you want your palms on the base of your low back. And then all the different headstands and handstands are available. So you choose the one that works best. Put your focus on your breath and your gaze. Really intentional about where your gaze is, where your breath goes. And know that you've got time. Time to get the full expression of your inversion. Headstands and handstands. You've got a couple more breaths and then child's pose. Shoulder stands. You can make your way to plow. Let your legs drop back behind you. Let the backs of your legs, your upper back get the stretch. That's right. And deaf yogi. Plow to deaf yogi. Bend your knees. Hug them on either side of your head. Slowly lower your back to the floor, bone by bone. Hug your knees into your chest and give them a squeeze. Supine twist. Drop your knees to the right, twist and look to the left. Let your eyes land on a point. Supine twist left. Come on back to center. Supta Baddha Konasana. One last time. Let your back of your pelvis settle down towards the floor. Your shoulders settle down on the floor. Shavasana. If you've got a cold eye towel by the upper corner of your mat, so you can put that wherever it feels best. Your forehead, your neck, over your whole face. Let yourself settle down towards the mat. Take a long breath in. Feel yourself up and up and up. Exhale it out. Let your entire body rest easy on your mat. Deepen your breath. Bring some movement back into your hands and your feet. And plant your feet on the floor and rock onto your right side. With your eyes closed, press down and rise up. Take a comfortable seat. Inhale, reach your hands overhead. Exhale, thumbs to heart center. We'll finish our practice together with 3 final ohms. Deep breath in. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Thumb knuckles to forehead center. Thank you all so much taking time out of your busy day to get on your mat and get up to something with me. Namaste. Good work, everybody. And just in case you don't know, New Year's Day, so January 1st, we're still doing our candlelight class, one in each of the studios. So that starts at 6 p.m. It's a candlelight intention setting class. It's super fun, and Leah will be teaching the one in Lancaster. So if you're interested, we still have space for that. But have an awesome rest of your night, and I will see you soon.